Hello everyone, and welcome back to one of our Mental Health Mondays. We're going to continue forward with the test series. This one is part of the Secrets of the Soul variation of it. So it's not one of the main three, it's a separate entity in a sense, but similar context. I answer questions and it tells me what I need to hear or what I don't want to hear. Every angel has a demonic past, and every demon has an angelic future, if one wishes it to be. The Madman. You find yourself on the inside of a desolate chapel. In the throes of a midnight storm, the rain pelts the windows like falling stones, and the wind rages on a chapel's door tremble. After a quick glance around the room, you hear a low, grizzled voice growl at you from the darkness, beckoning you in. Well, hello, Wanderer. It's a pleasure to find you here. Come in from the rain. Rest your weary bones. We have much to talk about. It looks like the storm is going to last a while, Wanderer. Make yourself comfortable. I don't think he'll be going anywhere for some time. We should find something to pass the time, don't you think? Perhaps we should get acquainted with one another. I'd love to learn all about you. I'm sure your soul is full of stories, Wanderer. I'll bet you have delicious secrets deep inside, too. I have an idea. I'm going to ask you some questions, and you're going to answer them for me. Very, very honestly. That way, I'll have the opportunity to get to know you. The real you. Now, don't you lie to me, Wanderer. No one likes a liar. In the end, I will tell you what I see. Deep, deep within your soul. Doesn't that sound like fun? Let's get started, shall we? Make yourself comfortable as we delve deep into your mind. We'll begin now. Do you know what the meaning of life is? No. What? How? I don't think anyone really knows. Do you believe that beauty is ageless? Yeah, because I find everyone beautiful, if I'm being honest. Do you believe that a human being can produce something perfect? No. The pursuit of perfection is what makes being human human. If we could ever actually achieve perfection, then we failed. Do you believe that inspiration can be created by oneself? Well, yeah. If your mind is as magical as you want it to be, then I feel like you can understand things and get your own inspiration. You don't really need to get the outside sources. Would you say that art is an integral part of life? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be a talented individual? If I'm being honest, not really. I just kind of do whatever I want. Do you believe that being beautiful is an advantage in life? Yes. People definitely see you favorably whenever you're beautiful. You think that you care more about your own appearance than others care about your appearance? No. I don't think I care more about it. I think I care about the same amount as everybody else. Do you believe that art can be judged? Well, yeah, it can be judged, but it's always going to be relative. Me judging an art piece isn't the same as, what is his name? Leonardo da Vinci, if we're being honest, but it can be judged. Do you believe that people should be judged? Yeah, people should be judged because if they're not judged and put in their place, they don't understand anything. do you believe that there are certain things that exist in the world that we cannot perceive with our senses? Yes, I believe that there are things we cannot perceive with our senses. Because if we could perceive everything with our senses, then we'd be, perfect. But I feel like there's definitely things that can go unnoticed. Would you say that you often lack motivation? For certain things, yeah. I had a really good time when I was really motivated recently, when I kept doing everything. And then it all kind of crumbled all at once when some things happened. But I still don't think that that's a bad thing in a sense. I feel like now I can try to force myself to keep going forward and move on. You believe that originality exists? Originality in a sense, yes. But it's not full originality because someone's thought of the same thing you've thought of at some point in their life. Whether they acted on it or not is different. We're too many generations down the line to have full originality. Because if you look at old media and old things like that, there's everything that we can think of, someone's already made a movie of or thought about. Oh. I'm not even actually trying to do this voice. I think my throat is a little bit scratchy. But I do not believe originality is inherently gone, but I do not believe that it's all there. Does my imagination have limits? Yes. My specific imagination has limits because I like to think of myself more of a realist when it comes to imagining things. Do you believe that insanity is the key to being a genius? A little bit of madness is what makes the genius grow. Without madness, there is no genuine creativity. There is no genius level of intelligence. Do you believe that one day the world will speak only one universal language? No, because people like speaking other languages, if that makes sense. People themselves enjoy being like, oh, blah, 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 blah. I can speak Italian, French, German, Spanish. They like being bilingual, they like being trilingual, they like being quadlingual. They like just the ability to say, hey, I can do these things, because it makes them feel better and more accurate. If we all spoke one universal language, anything else would literally just be a hobby. It wouldn't be useful in a sense. Do you believe that society shape people? Yeah, your society, your community, everything else kind of shapes you and who you are as you grow up. And it can shape you as you are an adult to a lesser extent. They can make you act in certain ways, such as things like mob mentality, when people all think one thing and they continuously stay for that one thing, and they don't even think outside of that. Do you believe that time erodes achievements? I believe that time erodes certain achievements. When you're the first person to do certain things, that achievement will not go away. Like, we still remember Christopher Columbus. Everywhere around the world still remembers Christopher Columbus. I still think about all the different type of world leaders that caused giant things, just because they're going to be forever memorialized in history. Well, I don't really remember the person who made microchips. I feel like during the time that might have been a better thing. I might have known their name easier. I don't really remember the person who ever made RPG Maker, but I love RPG Maker, so it's one of those situations where it's like, I feel like not being around when that was like first made kind of keeps it harder for me to understand who did what, and it erodes their achievement. It lives on forever, but the status and fame from it doesn't. Do you believe that you possess free will? Yeah, I think I do, because a lot of the times I kind of do whatever I want, and that's kind of my whole brand, is just do what you want. Do you believe that you're a self-fulfilling prophecy? Yes, I 100% think that a lot of people are a self-fulfilling prophecy, me included. If you consistently think, oh man, this thing is bad, oh, this is gonna happen, then it's going to happen. Like, for example, anytime you're in a relationship and you sit there and think, this will fail, this will fail, this will fail, it's going to fail. Like, you'll be looking for things and reasons to make it fail. You'll be looking for all the negatives and the red flags that might not even be there. You can create whole narratives that kind of break everyone's immersion. Do you believe that there are any problems that exist that cannot be solved? No. I feel like every problem can be solved, whether it is a solution that everybody wants to do or not. That is a different story, but every problem can be solved. Oops, hit the wrong one. Oh well. Do you believe in the existence of karma? No, not really, if I'm being honest. Because a lot of things have happened that deserve more karmatic debt to be paid than what has been paid. But I can't say for sure, so I'll go ahead and say it does exist, because I have seen some karmatic things happen. Do you believe that you can accurately measure a person's success in life? No, because success is different for each and every person. Everybody can say, oh, I'm very successful, I have a lot of money. But then, what are you leaving? Do you have children? Do you want children? Do you think that you want to, exist with another person? Did you have a nice marriage? Even if you have children, did you take care of everybody? Did you do all that stuff? Those are many different things and factors that people can measure. And if you don't want children, how do you measure that? How do you measure how much fun or enjoyment you had in your life? Because that can by itself be a success in life. Have you achieved everything you want to achieve in life? No, not in the slightest. That's just, I'm too young to have achieved many things that I want to do. Have you experienced a miracle? I have experienced a few miracles in my lifetime. And those miracles are kind of a give and take kind of thing, where it definitely seems like they're the most enchanting thing that could have happened. And it did happen, but at the same time, I feel like it was at the cost of some luck later on in my life. Would you say that you dream often? No, I don't dream. It's one of my problems. I have, I guess, daydreams or like dreams of a future, but when it comes to actual sleep, I do not dream, which I think is a problem. You say that you have nightmares often? No. My last nightmare was when I last had a dream, and I don't even remember what any of it was. Are you sometimes afraid of yourself? Yes, but not for the reason that people may think that I'm afraid of myself. I'm afraid of myself for the ideas and thought process that go through my mind sometimes. Not necessarily a criminal or violent way. It's just more of the nature where my brain goes, oh, okay. You made an impact in this world. I believe that I've made an impact in this world for a lot of the things that I've taken care of and a lot of the people who I've cared about. Would you consider yourself to be a rational individual? I would consider myself pretty rational, especially when I think about other people, or in a comparative state, I would think I'm pretty rational. There are definitely points I'm not rational on, but my rationalities usually have some basis of logic in them. You believe that you always have full control over your own actions? No. And I'll tell you why. Because sometimes I think the brain piloting this meat suit kind of instantly hits a button on impulse, and it's not really my thought process. When it hits that button on impulse, I just go into action, and it's not really me wanting to do said action. It is just at that point an impulse. Do you believe that everything in life has a purpose? No, and I don't think everything in life needs a purpose, if that makes sense. The random doodle bob of like dick butt didn't need a purpose. Well, I guess it does have a purpose, because then, yeah, so it makes enjoyment, it's funny, that's its purpose. So that itself can be a purpose. So therefore everything in life has purpose. Things that are just meant to be enjoyed, things that are just meant to be seen, to be sad, anything that has any type of value will have a purpose in a sense. Even if that value is just for yourself, it is still value. Have you considered yourself to be a fearful person? When it comes to fears, not really. I don't have too many fears that I really think about whenever I'm just going my day to day. I actually want to search for more fears that I do have, because a lot of the normal fears that people have, I don't seem to have, because I don't, guess, run into those things. I don't have thanatophobia, I don't have chlorophobia, I don't have any type of, I don't have thalassophobia, I don't have anything about like fear of the dark, I don't have any of like the normal, I would say, rational phobias. And I don't really know of any phobias or like fears that I have. Do you have many regrets in life? Yeah, I have a lot of regrets. Do you feel like anything is holding you back in life? Myself, but I don't really feel that as much anymore since I am just kind of going with things. Have you ever been heartbroken? Yes, recently, actually. It was a very weird time. And I think maybe we've gotten through that point, but the heartbreak was very much a real scenario, and it still bugs me to this day. Have I ever broken someone else's heart? Yes. Probably also recently, I would hope, but you know, I can't tell for sure. I don't know how anyone else really feels about me, and I guess that's part of the problem. I can't know everything. Do you believe in destiny? I believe in fates, not necessarily one set destiny. Do you believe that the future is unpredictable? Well, yes, for everybody, the future is pretty unpredictable. Do you believe that all things in life are connected in some way? In some way, no. Not really. Not in the sense of a grand scheme of plans and ideas. Would you consider yourself to be a prideful person? Oh, yes. My pride is my biggest flaw and my biggest strength. Whenever I have it, it is a factor in everything I do. When I don't have it, it is a easy pass. Would you consider yourself to be a vindictive person? Also, yes, but it's not the most part of me. When I feel vindicated by things, it's usually not by doing anything negative to anyone else. It's just by proving myself right. But I guess in a sense, proving them wrong by proving myself right is vindictive in itself. I also consider myself to be quite loving because I love with my whole heart, and even if it was hard for me to open up and be with someone and try to understand where they're coming from, I do attempt to do that, and that makes it really horrible for whenever I'm trying to like express myself, because I worry that it might hurt their feelings when I express myself or try to talk to them in certain ways that I think I should talk at that point. And so I always walk on eggshells around the people that I care most about. And then that doesn't help me, because it then builds up more problems. And as I sit there and I talk to people and I finally open up to them, I consider that to be the most loving thing that I can do. And then, you know, when I do finally open up to someone, they're like, oh damn, that sucks, do you really feel that way? And then it kind of like backlashes back on me, and then I don't want to open up again, because then it spirals back, and it's just a weird lot of things. But I do consider myself a loving person. Like I said, this whole series is just for me to yap about my feelings to hopefully get better, since I'm supposed to express myself more, according to my therapist. Shout outs to you. No, I don't learn from my mistakes on the first time around. If I learned from my mistakes on the first time around, I would not have gotten in 90% of the relationships that I've gotten in. What's the saying? Grippy socks, grippy box. Do I believe in the existence of equality? I believe in the existence of it, but I do not think that it's currently here. Do you always treat everyone you meet fairly? Nope, not necessarily. I definitely have biases towards people. Do you always believe that you've been treated fairly? Nope, not in the slightest, not even recently. I don't even think that I was given a fair trial. Do you believe that you can escape change? No, change is inevitable. And it will always happen whether you want it to or not. You ever prolong simple tasks that you know you have to get taken care of? Procrastination is king to me. Procrastination is what I do best, and it's kind of why I'm stuck in the situations I get into. I'll see a message and I'll be like, I'll respond later. And then I respond later, but then it's not at the right time and people get mad. Or I'll see something and I'll be like, oh, I have time to do that later. And then I do that later and then it's late and it's a problem. Do you believe that the end always justifies the means? I believe that in a lot of cases, the means does justify the means. I am pretty much Machiavellian at heart, if I'm being honest. If I can see the ending that you're going for, I do not care as much. I mean, to an extent though. Do you ever use harsh words when speaking to others? All of the time. Harsh words and things I don't actually mean kind of just come out of my brain sometimes. I do wonder why that is, that I can say harsh words easier once I've been hurt, but it makes sense. Would you consider yourself to be a resentful person? No, I don't actually think I'm very resentful anymore. I think a lot of that ended whenever I was in high school. Would you say that you're putting your best effort in shaping the life the way that you want it? I'd say I'm doing a much better time than I was before. Because before it was just kind of a thing that I just lazily went about doing, but now I'm actually actively trying to pursue it. And yeah, a few of my pursuits have ended in failure lately. Mainly relationships, but that's different. Do you believe that you're an individual who has made many mistakes? Oh yeah, I've made tons of mistakes, tons of problems that I've caused. But the point is I'm going past those mistakes and hoping to learn better and do better. Are you willing to try anything once? Oh yeah. I have already had that kind of motto where I'll try anything once and then also try other things more than once just to see if it was really me disliking it or if it was just bad in general. Would you say that you happen to have a pretty good understanding of who you are as a person? No. I have a better understanding than I did before, but it's not pretty good just yet. Ever felt like life may not be worth living? Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure most people have. Some people probably go through this a lot more than me, but it's something that I've struggled with. Especially whenever things happen in my life that cause me to be alone. I do think about how life is worth living. If your best friend was dying and you were only the one that knew, would you tell them the truth about their condition? Well, yeah. I would like to tell them the truth. I would also hope that if this was about me, they would tell me the truth. Do you believe that assisted suicide should be permissible? Yes, if someone truly wants to end everything. I do not think that we should be the ones to stop them. Have you ever wanted to live forever? Yes, I have wanted to live forever before, but I know that that's not what I want anymore. Have you ever questioned why you exist? All of the time. My existence is pain, and I question why it happens all of the time. Do you believe that your life has value? Yes, I believe that my life has value just because of the people that I've impacted in different ways. The kids I've helped, things like that. Have you ever doubted your own existence? Yeah, I have thought that this was all just like a simulation and I'm just some type of rogue AI that's thinking about things in a weird way. I've also thought that I actually don't exist a lot of times. Would you consider yourself to be defective? Yes, that probably explains why I would say rogue AI instead of just an AI. I see a lot of problems with myself as a person and as an ideal, but I would work to fix those. Do you believe that there could exist good without evil? No, because if there's nothing else to go against, then it's not necessarily good, it's just what it is. It's just life. You need both sides of every coin. Have you ever felt like you were placed here for a greater purpose than what you serve? No, because if I was here for a greater purpose, then I would be doing that greater purpose. Would you consider yourself to be a violent person? At times, yes, but not all the time. Would you consider yourself to have a dark mind? I would consider myself to have a mind that many people wouldn't understand and wouldn't be considered a normal thought process because I don't think my thought process is normal. So I think that some people would consider that a dark mind. So yes. Would you consider laughter to be the best medicine in most cases? No. Laughter definitely helps heal a lot of things, and it can help heal a lot of like stressed relationships, but it can't heal everything. Have you ever loved someone who did not love you in return? Yeah. Yes, I have. I thought they loved me. I really did. But actions prove otherwise. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Have you ever wished to be loved by all? Yeah, I've wished to be loved by a lot of people and everyone. If I could be loved by all, then I thought that would make my life easier. But then I also thought, dang, if I'm loved by all, that means I'm more likely to have stalkers. And that means I'm more likely to die from a stalker. And so I also thought that wouldn't be a good idea. But I have wished for it. Do you believe that you could still live a happy life if you were hated by all? No, because if you're hated by everyone, there's always the genuine tweakers out there who might just end it for you. Are you initially afraid of letting others get close to you for any reason? Yes, I'm very afraid of it, and every time I let someone in, backfires on me. You have any nervous tics or anxious quirks that you know of? I seem to pull out my hair when I get more stressed. And I don't even like really pull out my hair, but like I'm messing with it and I'll like, I guess, yes, pull out like small strands of it. And so I always find myself trying to fix my hair. If there's like a knot in there, I'll like try to get through the knot, and if I can't go through the knot, I'll just like pull it out. And that's what I do, and so I end up shedding like a dog. Are you a fan of thunderstorms? I love thunderstorms. They're one of the only things that I think are super relaxing and calming to me. And it was a shame that people I like didn't like them at one point, because I felt like that was the best time to hold people. But that's no longer a problem anymore, I guess. So it's good. The whole situation's pretty good. I love them. Me too, buddy. Me too. Do you feel that you often find peace amongst chaos? Yeah. I feel like peace is something that you have to search for even in the chaos, because then it works better for you if you're constantly looking for peace. Do you believe that your peace in your life, you have peace in your life at this very moment? No, I don't have peace at this very moment. That's because I'm still dealing with a lot of problems, and I don't think those problems really go away until after October at this point. Have you ever feared that perhaps you have a grim future? Yeah, I fear that all the time, that I have a grim future. I fear that I don't really have a light at the end of the tunnel. Have you ever been overwhelmed with a sense of dread or impending doom? Yes, it's currently eating me alive right now. Would you say that you have many friends? No, not anymore. I had a lot more friends months ago, but I don't have as many anymore. Would you say that you have many enemies? No, not any. I don't really have enemies. Have you ever trusted someone entirely without question? Yes, and it was a mistake. You sometimes believe that you're destined to be a hero. No, not a hero. Never a hero. Maybe an anti-hero. Maybe. But not a hero. You sometimes believe that you're destined to be a villain. A lot more than I do a hero. If you had superhuman powers, would you use them exclusively for good? No, I'm gonna be honest with you. Well, it's relative good, so yes. Nothing. I'm the best friend who says we have to fix the world, which is the problem. Everybody's like, no, we gotta save it. We gotta save it. No, we gotta fix it. We have to fix all the problems, and then we can save it. So no, I'll say no. I would not use it exclusively for good, because I am not good. You often find beauty in those who cannot find beauty within themselves. Yes, because everyone is beautiful in their own way. You ever have difficulty finding beauty within yourself? Yes, but I know that it's there, allegedly. Do you believe that sometimes suffering is a necessary part of life? Yes, suffering is good so that you can actually truly enjoy the moments that are happy. Which metaphor best resonates with you, how you feel right now? A shattered clock whose pieces still tick. If your present mood has a sound, what would it resemble? A whisper in a dark room. Which form of movement reflects your current state of being? A dance with no audience. What kind of weather do you feel like you're carrying inside of you right now? A brewing thunderstorm. If your inner voice had a texture right now, which would it be? Smoke. Have you ever caused someone to suffer unnecessarily? Yes. Do you believe that torture is ever justified? Yes. Have you ever felt like life is torturing you? Yes. Do you believe that war is necessary for peace? Yes. Do you find violence to be entertaining? Not really. Do you believe that morality can be taught? Yes. Do you believe that success is always a good thing? No. If you could get away with breaking any laws that you wanted to, would you walk around doing anything and everything you wanted? Yes. Would you say that you always know right from wrong when making life decisions? No. Would you consider yourself to be an excellent judge of character? I would have a few months ago. Are you good at telling when someone is lying? No. Do you consider yourself to be a talented liar? No. Are you always honest with everyone you meet in life? No. If you found a stray animal and bonded with it over the course of a year, only to be confronted by an owner a year later asking for the animal back, would you return it to the original owner? That one, yes, because I've come to terms with losing animals and I wouldn't wish that on like anyone. You often see good in someone even when there isn't there. No. I believe that difference between good and evil is only a matter of opinion. Yes. You couldn't always understand that. That's how it is. You believe that love is a weakness. It is a weakness and a strength. Would you consider yourself to have fortunate luck most of the time? No, not really. Would you consider yourself to be a merciful person? A lot more merciful than I should be. I believe that honesty is always the best policy. No, not at all. You shouldn't always be honest. Some things hurt people. Have you ever broken an important promise even though you knew that you shouldn't? Yes. You believe that ignorance is bliss? Of course it is. Hiding away from the truth will always make you feel better than confronting it. Have you ever wondered if life could be a test? Yeah. It could all just be like I said, a simulation where I get told, yep, you get to go to purgatory because you're bad. I find your answers very interesting, Wanderer. I believe I got to know you so much better in such a short period of time. I'd like to thank you for allowing me the opportunity. It has truly been a pleasure. As a token of my gratitude, I would like to bestow upon you a gift. This is the gift of insight, Wanderer. I will tell you what I see deep within you. Please listen to my words carefully, Wanderer, for they bear the weight of your soul. I can see inside of you, Wanderer. I can see things kept down deep. No one else can see them, but I surely can. The secrets that you keep within, carved deep under your skin. The things you hold that no one knows, weigh so heavily upon your soul. You wouldn't dare let them out, for fear of judgment, disdain, and doubt. They grow within you like a cancer, creating questions with no answer. Always longing for someone to come, whose grace and trust you may succumb, so lonely and lost, that you must feel, so tiring it must be to conceal. Seeds within your mind do sprout, growing through bones and protruding out. Through your saddened eyes we see the echoes of your mind's misery. Let them blossom, let them bloom, for vines of doubt escape their tomb. Let your roots uplift and escape as your freedom begins to take shape. Secrets we all do keep, but yours disturb you in your sleep. It has come time to embrace your fear and unveil what you hold so dear. Let go of your fears, wanderer. Let go of your doubts. Your fear of abandonment, your fear of rejection, your fear of judgment. They weigh you down. They hold you back. They suffocate you, and they will drown you in a sea of loneliness and despair. Allow yourself to finally be free. You deserve to be free. Heed these words, wanderer. They will help you on your journey forward if you let them. I want to give you one more parting gift before I take my leave. A simple gift, if you will. One singular word. And that gifted word, wanderer, is freedom. Remember this word moving forward, for it will help you in ways that you couldn't possibly fathom. Trust me on that. With that, I take my leave. Until next time, wanderer. All right. So, I'd like to thank everybody once again for watching. I do enjoy doing these Mental Health Mondays. It kind of helps me just talk through a lot of feelings that I'm going through. And I think it has helped. I go to the gym, I work out, I do these, and it kind of makes my mind a lot more clear for the upcoming week. And I feel like I'm more productive during these times. So I do thank you guys for watching. If you enjoy it, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. You don't have to, of course. The only thing that I ask of you is to keep it sassy and to make sure to stay quite classy. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.